Well, good morning. I am Justin Powell, and it is my privilege to serve as South Carolina's Secretary of Transportation. I appreciate you all joining us today and covering what I think is the most important thing we do, safety. As Secretary of Transportation, my number one priority is making sure that everyone is safe on our roadways. We build roads to make them safer for drivers. Our SCDOT employees, our partners in the industry that contract with us, and South Carolina's first responders put their lives on the line every single day to make South Carolina better. For every person working on our roadways, I want you to know it matters to me that you make it home at the end of every shift. It matters to me that you make it home to see your family, your friends, and your loved ones. It matters to me that you never miss a milestone because of a tragedy. I am committed to your safety and doing everything possible to ensure you get home at the end of the day. With more road work underway on South Carolina's roads than ever before, you are likely to pass a work zone in your daily travels. The most important thing you can do is stay alert to the work zones on our highways. It's not just highway workers and first responders that we're protecting. Drivers are killed in work zone wrecks as well. Being aware and traveling safely through a work zone is a life or death matter. The partners that you see here with me today are working hard alongside us to make South Carolina's roads safer. I am proud to stand behind the Blue Light Initiative, and I know that it will have a positive impact on our safety. Together with contract partners like those from Carolina's AGC, we are advancing new initiatives to help make sure worker safety remains a priority. Last year, they helped pass legislation that required every new driver to learn specifically about work zone safety. It takes all of us working together to make our roads safer. I'm asking every driver to remember that the highway workers that you see are working in dangerous circumstances to provide a better future for you and for our future in South Carolina. We owe it to them to slow down, pay attention, and make their safety our priority. The South Carolina Department of Transportation remains committed to the safety of those who serve, and I will do everything in my power to make sure that everyone gets home at the end of the day. Thank you. I'm now pleased to welcome Deputy Commander of the State Highway Patrol, Michael Oliver.
Good morning. My name is Mike Oliver. I'm the Deputy Director of the South Carolina Department of Public Safety. I know I'm dressed in a suit today, but I spent 35 years in that gray uniform on the side of the interstate, so I know exactly how these highway workers feel and how the troopers feel every day in cars whizzing by them at 60 and 70 miles an hour. So again, good morning. Thank you, Secretary Powell, for allowing me to speak on behalf of Director Robert Woods and the South Carolina Department of Public Safety as we kick off Work Zone Awareness Week. When it comes to keeping our roadways safe, the Department of Public Safety and the Department of Transportation are two sides of the same coin. Every day, highway workers and troopers and officers go to work in very dangerous conditions, wanting only to get back home safely at the end of the day. And yet motorists will speed past these public servants, oftentimes leaving little distance without the slightest consideration of how close they are to taking someone away from a family that loves them. In South Carolina, speed continues to be the #1 contributing factor for all collisions, especially fatalities. So today we're excited to announce an exciting and innovative partnership between SCDPS and SCDOT to put the brakes on speeding drivers in construction zones. Beginning this month, motorists in South Carolina will start to see new speed trailers in construction zones across the state. By July 1, we expect to have 25 trailers spread across the state that we're going to talk about today. Now, before I share with what these can do, I want to be very clear of what these devices are not intended to do and will not be used. They are not cameras. They are not capturing images or license plates, and they cannot and will not be used to issue speeding tickets. What they can and will be used to do is activate blue lights when excessive speeds are detected and display messages for those drivers to slow down, both text and directional arrows indicating a lane closure or to move over. Additionally, they capture and relay crucial information about speed counts, vehicle counts, and sizes of vehicles, like the difference between personal vehicles and commercial motor vehicles. Our command staff can then use this data in not only assigning highway patrol troopers and state transport police officers to the roadways, but doing so on specific dates and specific times when we know there's a problem. We would love to have a trooper or officer covering every square mile of this state, but we know we can't do that. Obviously, manpower is limited. But this requires us to have deliberate ability to make decisions on where we need to put those people, and that's what these speed trailers will do. These displays on these trailers can be accessed remotely, which means we can relay important information during a hurricane or weather event, traffic congestion, or traffic collisions ahead, or critical information such as an Amber Alert within moments of receiving that information. It allows for timely updates to be sent to a handful, or all of the trailers at one time. We believe one of the most important features of these trailers is to offer the blue lights that activate when a vehicle is approaching the trailer at an excessive speed. Sometimes motorists are distracted by cell phone or something else in that car. Seeing those blue lights come on, popped on, will draw their attention back to what's going on ahead. Well, hopefully that'll save lives. You may be wondering how effective the presence of blue lights alone is getting people to slow down. Well, as part of our due diligence to determine the viability of this project, our team conducted an informal 3-day study right here on Shop Road, which is a 35-mile-an-hour speed zone. Throughout those 3 days, nearly 6,000 vehicles passed by this trailer. Only 40% were traveling at or under the speed limit of 35 miles an hour. What the numbers show is when the motorists saw those blue lights and the message boards flashing their speed, they slowed down. Only 28 of those vehicles continued traveling at excessive speed of more than 20 miles above the speed limit. But when traffic approached the opposite side, where they couldn't see the flashing lights or the blue lights, those drivers continued speeding. At 251 of those drivers continued speeding. We believe those numbers speak for themselves in terms of what these speed trailers can do for reducing speeds in construction zones and improving highway safety. Using real data to determine where strategically place our personnel for enforcement is not a new concept for DPS. In 2021, we unveiled the Area Coordinated Enforcement, or our ACE team, which uses collision data to identify high crash corridors. These speed trailers are a continuation of this strategy to leverage technology and data to guide our enforcement efforts, allowing us to be proactive instead of reactive to maximize our available resources and ensure that we continue to be good stewards of taxpayer dollars. We will continue to work with SCDOT to identify construction zones where speeding poses the biggest threat and move these trailers to those priority locations within weeks. Because these trailers are mobile, they will not only move along the roadways as the project progresses, but they will be moved between more than 400 active active work zones across our state. Additionally, these trailers will allow us to have a presence in construction zones where it is too difficult or dangerous to have physical officer presence. By July of this year, we'll have 8 devices deployed in the upstate, 8 in the Midlands, and 8 in the Low Country and PD. The remaining trailer will be moved around as needed across the state. We know other state patrol agencies like North Carolina State Highway Patrol have implemented these trailers and have seen a dramatic decrease in work zone collisions. But what's unique to South Carolina is that we believe this is the first partnership between a law enforcement agency and a transportation agency. And we certainly do appreciate the relationship we have with the Department of Public Safety, Department of Transportation, and we hope to continue that relationship. This is a testament to Secretary Powell and his vision since taking on his position last year. We thank you for your willingness to fund this project and to partner with us in what we believe will save lives and reduce collisions across our state. Thank you.
Thank you, Deputy Commander Oliver. Our next speaker will be Brent Evans, who is chairman of the Heavy Highways Division of the Carolinas Association of General Contractors. Mr. Evans.
Good morning. On behalf of the Carolinas AGC and state's heavy highway contractors, we greatly appreciate this opportunity to serve along both the Department of Transportation and the Department of Public Services. It is no secret that the job we do each day is dangerous. It's dangerous for the workers, it's dangerous for employees, it's dangerous for the citizens and the traveling public. In 2024, 72% of the highway contractors in our state reported having at least 5 or more crashes involving motor vehicles. Myself this morning, commuting an hour and a half here, rode through 5 work zones on I-26. I witnessed 1 accident in the work zone, so these statistics are very real. 83% of these accidents alone were attributed to speeding, according to the data. I would venture to bet that the remaining percentages of those accidents attribute to distracted driving. These crashes not only result in injuries and death to our highway and DOT workers and public safety, a large degree of the traveling public is also affected. So we are greatly excited that South Carolina is implementing this program. We greatly hope that it will raise awareness for the traveling public within our work zones and raise the awareness, the need to pay attention. These trailers were recently implemented as referenced in North Carolina, and the data supports that it works. Again, we are so excited, and as we continue to grow in this state and the expansion of our highway systems, we greatly believe that this will help keep our work zones safer. And in the end, we all want to go home safe. So again, on behalf of the Carolinas AGC and highway contractors within our state, we thank you both for the opportunity.
Thank you, Mr. Evans. Our last speaker today will be Assistant District Construction Engineer Derek Frick with the South Carolina Department of Transportation. Derek.
Good morning. I would like to first take a moment and thank everyone for being here today and helping us highlight a very important issue that affects the workers and the drivers on a daily basis in this state. This issue is the safety of our work zones. My name is Derek Frick, and I'm a construction engineer with the Department of Transportation. But more importantly than that, I'm a husband, I'm a father to 4 young children, I'm a son and a brother. At work, I'm dependent on to oversee and deliver a variety of construction projects on our highways and our bridges. But at home, I'm dependent on to raise and love a family. Each and every day I'm expected to be at work, but more importantly than that, I'm expected to come home to my family. Every year we see far too many accidents in our work zones. These are areas where our workers are actively engaged in improving and maintaining the infrastructure that keeps our great state connected. Unfortunately, these are also areas where the risk of accidents are elevated. This risk is elevated for not only our workers, but also for motorists traveling through. Our primary goal is to ensure the safety of everyone on our highways, both the construction workers and the public. To achieve this goal requires cooperation from everyone. Drivers must remain vigilant. They must reduce their speeds and avoid distractions. Workers must also remain vigilant and aware of their surroundings. I urge all motorists to take extra caution when entering a work zone by slowing down, avoiding distractions, and respecting the work zone boundaries. You are playing a crucial role in preventing accidents and potential tragedy. Similarly, we are committed to ensuring that our workers are protected with proper equipment, with barriers, and through the use of other safety measures that minimize risk. In the end, the safety of work zones is not just the responsibility of the engineers and the construction crews. It's a shared responsibility between the workers, the drivers, and our communities. The men and women that are working in these work zones are not just public servants. They're fathers, mothers, sons, daughters, brothers, sisters, and neighbors that live in our communities. We all have a role to play in making sure that everyone goes home safe to their loved ones. Let's work together to ensure that safety comes first on every road and for everyone. Thank you.